The Joe Budden podcast had an unlikely voice of reason on a recent Patreon episode. Joe Budden raised a question about investing in prisons, and the whole room was getting their pander on as usual with these sort of topics, but you won't believe who was the actual voice of reason, or at least I couldn't believe it.
I'm going to ask y'all a question. Hopefully you guys respond honestly. If somebody came to y'all with an investment opportunity that happened to be the new jail or the new prison system that they putting in New York for you to invest and blank X your money and nobody would ever know that you were a part of this, how do you feel?
I don't think so. I've had too many friends incarcerated.
I wouldn't.
I don't think I could do it.
I would.
Had too many friends incarcerated to feel comfortable investing in a prison.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll be honest, definitely expected that from Parks, so really no surprise there. But by the way Joe responded to Parks' question, I think I kind of know where he's standing as well.
You were saying, I'm sorry.
I would need more details. Like I'm a builder, right? So if I got money to build a jail, would I build it? I would look at it like it was any other federal building. I would build it. But if I had to invest in the jail system, is a different thing. Like if I had to put my money in jails and get a continuous return on my money, I would say no, because again, that's feeding the incentive to keep these jails profitable. And by keeping these jails profitable, it's black and brown people that have to keep them profitable. You understand what I'm saying?
Ain't building it a part of that though?
No, you building a structure.
Yeah, but you know what this, it ain't like I'm
structure's
building
gonna
a
be
structure.
there,
You
yeah.
know what it's going to be.
A jail is needed. Multiple jails to house all of these people in upstate New York, where all the jails are, it was like bullshit land. It was like barren land. And so what happened was when they started to build these jails, you are now creating an ecosystem that's dependent upon the jails. You're going to put gas stations, you're going to put Wawas, you're going to put new townhouses, you're going to put all of this shit that's going to bring all of these people to the jail. So now the people in that town are definitely going to vote a certain way because those people are feeding them. Now we're going to vote for another jail over here and another jail over here and another jail over there. That's why they were saying that most of the jails in New York, they be upstate because that be like, they voting for that shit, right? So I wouldn't want to be a part of that.
I gotta keep it a buck. I don't see how Ish keeps getting away with this, and I fucks with Ish, but he does this all the time where somebody asks him a simple question and he just get to talking and talking and talking, and he never answered a question. Like Joe asked, would you feel comfortable investing, or would you invest in a prison if nobody would know? And he said he would build. He's a builder, so he'll build a prison, no problem with that. But he wouldn't want to build an ecosystem around a prison, which I completely get that. Like I think that makes perfect sense. If a town is dependent upon a prison, then the town may pass laws to keep getting people arrested, even for small infractions. And normally in these small towns, there are a lot of either poor people, minorities, or both. But Ish, he specifically asked about building a prison in New York City, not some small town. Like, somebody really got to work with bro on just answering the question.
I don't want nothing.
Ice Amani flip. Is there anybody here that would, I guess? Amani.
You would?
Just being honest, yeah.
Yeah,
I would. Don't get me wrong, I know society and our hood shit tells us we're supposed to say, I don't wish jail on no nigga, and I don't wish jail on someone that should not be there, but there's some niggas that need to go sit, and I'm saying some niggas don't need to be in the street roaming free. Some niggas are a menace to society, and if there's a place that we can house some of these crazy niggas, I mean, put them there. I'm sorry. It sounds fucked up to say at this age.
That's not fucked up.
Well, most people are going to think that that's fucked up to say, and it's not me wishing, but we need a place for niggas to go sit their ass down when they don't know how to fucking act. So,
man, hats off to Imani for actually answering the question and being man enough to be honest. And Imani kept it a buck right off the rip. Like, I believe Ice agreed with him as well, but he had to wait and see if somebody else was going to say it first. Like, you really get props for being the first one out there on your own, but actually being honest to the audience. Like, to me, that's what good podcasting is taking a stance, being honest and standing on it, even when the whole room is looking at you crazy. And I bet we all grew up, well, at least I'll say I grew up with at least 2 or 3 dudes who needed to be locked up. Like, for real. Like, I had this one homie in middle school who set his teacher hair on fire. Like, and again, we were young, but as we got older, his crimes definitely started to escalate. Now, am I screaming free him? Not really, nah. He was my dog, but there are consequences to actions. That's just life, man.
I had a brother who did 16 years. Guess what? My brother said, yeah, I was bugging. I should have sat my ass the fuck down. Like, sometimes it's a part of the growth of knowing you was out here in the street being a fucking menace. So, yeah.
Breeze?
That was kind of my take. That's why I kind of didn't say anything at first. I mean, we all know people that's been locked up, but I don't want to say deserved it, but a lot of them did the things that landed them there. And we got to have a prison somewhere. I absolutely would. I'm not going to hold you. And I'm not saying it to try to sell my people out or nothing, but I mean,
My problem
there are some people, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of wrongfully incarcerated folks there.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of rightfully incarcerated folks there as well.
For sure. History shows that there will be it would be too many people wrongfully, maybe not legally, but morally incarcerated for me to be okay with it.
And again,
I'm in Parks on that
I just
one. That's why I can't
I just
do it.
go back to it being a revenue stream for you, right? For it to be a revenue stream for you, we have to keep locking niggas up.
So I get what they're saying, and of course everyone is entitled to their own opinion. I don't necessarily think there's a clear-cut right answer here, but it seems like we've been indoctrinated to believe these things. And again, I have the utmost respect for everyone on these couches, but just bear with me. So, and this isn't a personal jab at them, but if you really have a problem with the prison system, shouldn't you want to be more involved in the system? Like, if you truly care, you have way more power and access to knowledge when you're investing in a company. As an investor, you may be invited to board meetings, dinners, social gatherings, right? These things that allow you to learn and lobby for the people you're saying that you care so much about. Like, who's to say investing now won't lead to being able to make decisions or at least sway choices in the future? Like, instead of getting involved in the process and trying to make a change from within, I'm just gonna do nothing and keep complaining about how bad the system is. I can't get with that, and that's why, in my opinion, they're pandering to what they think black people want to hear. And again, I get it. Like, it's always good to stand with your people. And look, I don't even think they're doing it purposefully. Like, these things are just indoctrinated in our heads. It can be hard to step out of that, especially because the prison system is a fucked up system. Like, poor people and minorities are targeted more and sentenced more harshly. So I get it, but it just kind of pisses me off that we're sometimes so blinded by pain and injustice that it hinders us from making any significant change. But I get it. Say the wrong thing and our people won't let you live it down. Like, these are public figures on the podcast, so they got to be careful what they say. I watched the clip back a few times to make sure I wasn't tripping, but Joe never answered the question. Like, he asked the question and never answered. Did he not want to deal with the scrutiny of the black community? And again, by the way he was kind of talking, I think I know where he stands, but that would be my guess. He don't want to take on that sort of criticism. He don't want to log into Twitter tomorrow, and see everybody talking. And normally they'll call him out when he tries to duck out on questions, but he slithered up out of this one somehow. I think Joe asked that question because he's either considering investing in a prison system or he's already done it. Oh man, Joe, you a wild boy. Now, on this episode, they also discussed a supposed secret meeting between a private prison system and music label execs. Now, this got very interesting.
Do you believe in that secret meeting that niggas was talking about? Secret meeting.
Which one?
Secret meeting in hip hop that I guess there was a secret meeting in hip hop that they were saying that would change the direction of hip hop or push more of the violence and
What?
so you know what I'm talking about. So help me, ish, nigga. Fuck.
The phrase secret.
You lucky you jumped in. I'm over here setting them up. Nah.
I was
like
hoping.
what?
You thought I was lying?
No, I just could tell.
know about it?
No, I still don't know.
It's a conspiracy theory. It says that the phrase secret hip hop meeting refers to a widely circulated conspiracy theory letter that alleges that a clandestine meeting between music execs and a private prison system in the early 90s. They said they had a meeting. So he's saying like a meeting took place between like the
execs telling
industrial
niggas sign
prison
niggas,
complex and music execs so that they could have a pathway from the streets to jail.
Push violence in the music.
You
so
believe
we can
that ish?
end them up in jail.
I'm gonna say this. I don't know if that took place. What I can say is this: since the crack era, right, mad niggas was getting sentencing. A lot of the jail populations have been drastically declining.
Okay.
And so now you have buildings that don't have people. Jails are privatized, so if they not getting prisoners, they losing money.
Yeah, there's a certain amount of capacity they have to be at to receive their funding.
Yeah, so you would definitely be incentivized to fill these jails or to get more people to go to jail. They just locked up actually Trump pardoned one of the judges that got locked up. They had given a judge in, I think, Pennsylvania 28 years because the developers that was building the jails was paying him. So he was sending kids to prison Kids, bro. I'm talking about little kids. Like, you might steal a pack of pencils. He'll give a little kid 6 months in a juvenile detention center for some pencils or some stupid shit. And so that if the jails is overcrowded, it would justify building more jails. And so there's definitely a financial incentive to have more prisoners in jail. Corporations, Microsoft, all of them used to use jail labor to wrap the software, all types of shit. So it just makes sense. They employees.
That's what I was going to say when you finish reading. Not that I believe it, but it is believable.
Yeah, it is. It's believable.
Really?
And I don't know if it would be as widespread as it is, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was some connections. You know,
That's what I'm saying.
One particular exec in one particular jail owner or something like that. I could totally see that.
Right.
But I don't know about the entire industry coming together with the entire jail. That sounds a little far-fetched.
Now, this is definitely a conspiracy theory I can get with. To me, this makes logical sense. And maybe not on a large scale, like Parks was saying. I don't think it was like every prison, but could someone that owns a few prisons have a label connect? Absolutely. Now, if this is true, it's really some evil stuff, man. Like, prisons encouraging label execs to push violent music, drug music, so that these artists and all the millions of people they influence can be pushed to a life that will end them up in jail, all for a few extra dollars. Like, that's sick. And I can just imagine right now some record label exec and the prison owner going over numbers, getting all excited. Man, if this is true, I'm sure they can't believe it worked as well as it did. Like, YNs are running music. Drill music has its own scene in damn near every major city in the U.S. They got New York drill, Chicago drill, they got Florida drill. It's everywhere got its own drill scene. And this music's not even good. Like, not really. It can be exciting music that gets you pumped up. You know, it could even evoke emotions. But we really used to have great music being pushed in the mainstream and the radio. Like, name me one drill song better than LL Cool J, Love You Better. Don't worry, I'll wait. You can't. It doesn't exist. Like, why did we go away from real music? Was it a natural change, or did this evil ass meeting really happen? Y'all know y'all like the singing skills, don't front. And look, rappers like Future and Wiz, they made drugs not only cool, but now socially acceptable. And shoot, I could even look in the mirror a little and say I was heavily influenced by Currency and Wiz. Like, I just knew I was spitter smoking my J with my Jordan 3s on back in the day. Like, you could not tell me I was not that nigga. So is it a coincidence that these particular artists get signed to deals and gain major popularity? Maybe, maybe not. But again, shout out Imani for keeping it a buck. I'm normally talking junk about you, so I just had to really be honest and give you your flowers for holding it down. Now, if you're still here with me, you know the drill. We're family. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next family conversation. It's your boy Dope Digitals. I appreciate you rocking with me thus far. Till next time, YouTube. Peace.